Hey, welcome to BSB TV. Today, I've got with me Sandra Price from Tradie Bookkeeping Services. Hey, Sandra, how are you going?
Good, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, my pleasure. And the reason I've got Sandra on, because Sandra is kind of a little bit of a blast from the past. She goes way back to when we first started Business Small Business. That's 8 years ago, Sandra, or close to it.
I know there was less than 100 people when I joined. So
that took us 10 months to get to 100. So you had plenty of time to fit in there at the time. These days, we have people a little bit more quickly, fortunately, which is fantastic because, you know, our goal and look, quite simply, BSB is a community of small business owners, right? We believe that small business is actually the dominant force of Australian society. Like 45% of people who are not employed by the government work in small business, right? So we're the majority.
Right, we are.
We also believe that if we work together, we will truly change lives.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
And we believe that we're stronger together. And BSB, because of those things, are putting together tools and opportunities for people to connect and engage and so that they can form better business relationships. And let's not worry about that right now, but let's worry about how people interact on social media, because I got to say, sometimes I get quite confused.
Yes. Sorry, Kevin. Can you just repeat that? I just had a little mic hiccup where I lost you for a second. This is what happens when you're out on the burbs.
And that's why I love live TV. So
there'll be no naked children running in the background.
We're going to talk about how people can build that like no trust factor on social media. And I've got to say, sometimes I get a little bit confused by how people react, not just in our group, but right throughout social media, when they let their grumpy side out. Is a simple thing. And sure, it's fine to rant and all that sort of stuff. But what I want to encourage people to do is think about that whole like no trust factor. When you meet someone in person, generally you start a conversation on really pleasant, light, bright, airy stuff. Yeah. And we talk about things that we know and we have in common. And, we might have a bit of banter about, football or something that, we're likely to disagree on, but we keep it nice and light and breezy. And yet on social media, people quite often it's like they're, storming the beach at Normandy and they come in blustery and all that sort of stuff. And I want to encourage people to think about how they could use what they do in real life and bring it back to social media.
You've got to start thinking of social media as an extension of your in-person or face-to-face networking. We're
Absolutely.
in such a up and down period where we're in lockdown, and so this is the new norm.
And this is why I reached out to you, because when you joined, and for years after you joined, you were using Business Small Business, you were interacting quite a lot, but you've kind of been a little bit distant lately.
We have. Like every business owner, we get busy. I got busy, and I must admit that kind of fell to the wayside. Whereas previously I was quite active in the group, posting all the time, chatting with people, and at the start it was like I knew everyone. I think I actually did know everyone at the beginning.
Well, and people would actually ring me up and say, that bookkeeping lady, what's her name again?
That would be me.
So, more of late, it's, we're just past Valentine's Day and I feel it's a bit like you've lost that loving feeling. You're not here as much. And so how many leads are you currently getting from BSB?
A big fat 0, which is pretty much relevant to the effort that I've put in.
And I'm not here to beat you up about that, but I want to talk about how we can change that for you.
Great.
Without you spending half your week in Business Small Business and without you needing to be constantly on the platform, but being able to engage at times that are convenient for you and create that connection, that engagement, and take people beyond, just that inquisitive side, because we do get lots of queries about bookkeepers in the group on a fairly regular basis, right? So it's important that we keep that engagement up. And here's where we can learn a little bit from my favorite person to talk about when it comes to advertising, Frank Walker from National Tiles.
Frank Walker, National Tiles. Everyone knows Frank.
Much more drawn out, but yes, absolutely.
I was trying to save everyone. My impersonations are not good.
If you put commercial radio station on in your car, if you drive anywhere, you're likely to hear a Frank Walker ad.
That's correct.
And yet he doesn't have an all-you-can-eat platform with the radio stations. He pays for every single one, and he's there all the time. And I'll confess, when we tiled our backyard, we went and visited National Tiles to see if they would have the right tiles for our backyard. In the end, we went somewhere else, but we gave him a shot because of his constant advertising. Because I don't care whether I like his voice or not. I care that he delivers tiles that are quite cheap, because that's his whole premise, yeah?
Yeah.
So that constant barrage over the years, I know him, likes a bit questionable, but definitely I trust him, or I trust his business that they're going to deliver. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business today, yeah?
Well, it's a repetitive, it's something you can trust. It's the same ad. Everyone knows the Frank Walker National Tiles. So
and
it has
each week he changes up what his specials are. Yeah. Right. So, and I want people to think about, the opportunity in small business. If you're inconsistently posting to your pages as well as into different groups, what your audience is seeing is that inconsistency, and they don't know whether you're still around. They don't know whether they can trust you.
Right? I wholeheartedly agree.
It's absolutely a discipline that you need to do. And look, there are social media marketers that are going to help you way better than me. I'll give you enough to scratch the surface and go, hey, maybe I need to do some of these things. And that's really what I feel our role is here. I want to help people connect on a deeper level. So that consistency of posting is absolutely critical. And it's using the platforms that you can, and you may have to pay a little bit of money for those platforms. Just like if you want to go and, advertise on Triple M on the radio, you've got to pay Triple M. If you want to post on your own Facebook page, that's going to be free. But if you want Facebook to spread that message wider, that's going to cost you a little bit more. So it really is about the consistency of putting stuff in and hitting the same audience that is your special interest audience, so that the consistency is what's going to build the trust.
It is. And, when we were doing that, we were posting regularly, taking advantage of, was it Motivational Monday, Tips Tuesday, Web Wednesday. We were taking advantage of all that and posting. And when we were doing it, we were building that reputation. People were coming to us for advice, for help, for bookkeeping. And it was just simply taking advantage of what was there on offer. But
absolutely, so I'm going to smack on you.
I felt that, and so it does work, but you've got to consistently do it.
But we have the opportunity with this, with content marketing. We hear a lot about content marketing. Content marketing is just telling stories and sharing information that people will find interesting. It's not about always constantly buy my stuff, go to my event, do this, blah, blah, blah. It really is about helping to engage people so that you can, lift your credibility. People can find out more about you as a person, because we do trust people that we know, and we generally feel that our friends are more credible, that they can deliver on stuff. And the more people see stories of you delivering on stuff, the more opportunity you have to do that. So it's about taking like, no, trust beyond that and building that credibility and showing some value by giving some of what you do away and helping people with those basic problems that they have that you know how to solve free of charge, so that they can come to you for those bigger challenges.
That's correct. We very much agree with the giver's philosophy. If I can help someone out, then I'm more than happy to help them out, whether it comes back immediately to you now or later, or maybe it's just makes me feel good to be able to help someone. But, it comes full circle in one way, shape or form, whether it be straight away a year down the track, or further down the track.
Absolutely. Look, so I'm going to encourage people, think about the consistency with how you appear on social media. And that doesn't mean you have to have 5 posts a day. It could be 3 posts a week. It could be 1 post a week, but doing it every single week if it's into your page and stuff. If it's a high traffic area, you probably need to be a little bit more consistent. As I said, every time I put commercial radio on in my car, and it seems to not matter which station I put on. Frank Walker's bloody...
He's everywhere.
He's not ghosting me. He's doing the complete opposite. He's stalking me, right? I've bought all the tiles I need, Frank. You don't need to do that anymore.
But you might change your mind.
I just have a little bit of a giggle every time I hear it. I don't get upset with it and all that sort of stuff. So I want to help people think, how can I engage more with the greater community? How can I be there for them so that I do have that opportunity to connect, to engage, and to build trust over a period of time? Now, Sandra, here's my challenge to you.
Okay.
I know that you've written a blog or 2.
Yep.
In your time. I'm going to challenge you to get some blogs onto your listing on the BSB directory and to be sharing them into the group to help out your fellow business owners who I know, many of which need support for their accounts, for their bookkeeping.
Actually, I have 15,999 people now to keep me accountable.
It's closer to 16,500 now, but
give or take a few.
So, look, we're going at a rapid rate again. We're doing, we are helping do that. And I want you to start putting stuff in that can help people. And I'm going to hold you accountable to that.
Good.
I'm going to be your little accountability buddy, and I'm going to ring you up and remind you, like that little person on your shoulder. So thanks for coming on today. Thanks for being there right from the very beginning.
Well, it's been my pleasure. It's been a great ride, actually, watching it grow from talking to you and about your vision for what you wanted it to be. And then I'm like, this is awesome. We need a community where we can go and seek help, connect with other business owners and just support each other through, can be, as we've known, the last 2 years, it's been one hell of a ride. And just being able to reach out to someone or know that, you could pop a post in and go, you know what, can someone help me? I'm having a bad day. I need some advice on blah, blah, blah. And there's, so many people there that are just willing to pitch in and just help out for the sake of helping.
There are. Look, we keep the good guys. We throw the bad ones out. If people get, nasty in our group, we do remove them. So we do make it a safe environment. So please ask questions. As I said, engage in the group. We really want to encourage you to do that. And Sandra, thanks for coming along.
No trouble, Kevin, at all.
And I will be following you up in a couple of days to make sure that you're starting to get the good habits back.
I'm about to get very busy. Don't worry. I don't need an ass kicking.
Get jiggy with it, as Will Smith said. So thanks very much for coming on, and I will catch you again soon.
Thanks, Kevin. See ya.
Bye now.